guys, today I'm filming the third update for my makeup use up series for 2019. If you guys have not seen my intro or any of my other updates, I'll have my playlist linked up in the cards. If you're unfamiliar with this series, basically I chose a set group of products that I wanted to either hit pan on or finish by the end of the year. And I would also like to finish up an additional 50 makeup products. I actually think I may have already met that goal or possibly even exceeded it. So I will have the breakdown of things I've used up in the description box, and again, those are 50 items separate from the makeup use up products. So I am just going to start by showing you the progress on the makeup use up items. And this first thing here is something I actually meant to show you guys in my last update, but I totally forgot because I had already hit my goal on it in the previous update. So this is the Pixi and Aspyn Ovard highlighter in the shade London Lustre. It's a really nice light champagne that does have a bit of a warm undertone without being too golden. So in, I guess, update number 1, I'd already hit pan on it. But in my last update, I forgot to show you how much the pan had expanded. So this is where we are right now. I haven't touched it in the past couple months because I've been using my summer makeup products. So I am really happy that I was able to hit pan on this, which was my goal, and I was able to expand it to a really great size. So I did just want to show you guys that progress update. And the same with my summer bronzer, which was the Milani Matte Bake Bronzer in the shade Sunset. I had just hit baby pan on this bronzer like the day before or the day that I had filmed and posted my last update. And this is where we are now. So I have greatly expanded the pan, which I'm super excited about. And I have officially put this bronzer to the side because I am using my fall bronzer right now, but I absolutely love this. I do have a backup. It was limited edition. This is a really great warm tone bronzer. It can look a little orangey, so I have to be careful, but I love the formula of this. Now, Milani does make new matte bronzers, but they're not the baked formula, and I haven't tried them to see how well they work, but I really do love this one, and I am extremely proud of how much pan I was able to hit. So from my last update, I only had 7 makeup use up items left that I needed to hit my goal on. 4 of them I put in my summer project pan, and 3 of them I put in my fall project pan. I have both of those playlists linked up in the cards so you can see my progress on the items as well as the other products that I was choosing to pan. So I will start with the summer products, and the first one is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Foundation. I have the shade Snow. You can tell I did use this up completely. You get 1.6 fluid ounces of product in here, which is amazing because a standard liquid foundation only comes with 1 fluid ounce. I love this foundation so much. I'm so happy I put it in a project because I was kind of on the fence about it before, and I am loving it even more since I've started using the makeup in my fall project, which is just not holding up on my skin as well as this one did. This gives amazing, like, solid medium coverage. It has a beautiful matte finish. It does hold up really well against my oils. This is incredible. Now, it doesn't keep me matte all day, but nothing really does, but this is definitely one of the most mattifying foundations I've ever used. I do wish it had a little bit more coverage, and other than that, it's really perfect for me. I absolutely love it. I will repurchase it, but in the shade Swan, which is fair and yellow tone. This one is a little bit more neutral tone, but it's an amazing product, and I absolutely will repurchase it. Next, I had used up the ColourPop All-Star Face Setting Spray. This is okay. It has like a juicy fruit gum scent. I think it took away any kind of powdery look to my skin. I don't know that it necessarily prolonged the wear of my makeup. It is a good setting spray. I definitely don't think that you would regret trying it out, but it's not something that I would repurchase. The other item that was in my summer project that I was able to hit my goal on would be the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Kathleen Lights, which is an amazing golden copper color. It's a pearlized finish. I love this on the lid. It was really brightening. I think this shade was really flattering on my skin tone, my hair color, my eye color. One of my favorite ColourPop Super Shock shadows ever, and I definitely will repurchase it. I love this finish, but that shade is really cool. So then for the one summer item I was not able to hit my goal on would be a couple of the shades from the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I was using Champs as my transition color, Note to Self as my crease color, and GNO as my outer corner color. I wanted to hit pan on these. I didn't hit pan on any of them. I'm okay with it. I did get some good use out of it, and I do love this palette, and I'm not in a rush to get through it anytime soon, so I'm happy with the progress that I made, and I'm fine that I didn't hit pan on this. I'm no longer going to be showing this in my updates. I'll probably only talk about it at the finale because I'm not going to be using it anymore this year. I'm going to be setting it to the side, but I'm happy I got some use out of it. So now, like I said, there are 3 items that are in my fall project pan that I just started working on, so I don't really have much progress to share with you guys. Next update, I definitely will. So the first item is the Sleek Contour Kit in the shade Light. I'm just trying to hit pan on the contour color. I do think I have a really nice dip going here, and I think it will be possible for me to hit pan on this within the next couple months, but I don't need a ton of product. This is really pigmented, and it is a little dark for me, so I'm going to do my absolute best. I want to hit pan on this one because this is very old in my collection, and the highlighter side, which I'm not using but still, has like a play makeup kind of scent to it now, which I don't like, so I am just wanting to try to hit pan on that contour. I am using it today. Then I have 2 lip products. The first one is the Tarte Color Splash Lipstick in Rum Punch. You are able to see a little bit of wear on this one. Little mini lipsticks like this just terrify me because I do twist them all the way up to apply them, and I'm so afraid it's going to break on the base, so I'm trying to like use both sides of it to wear it like evenly thin. We'll see how it goes, but I do think I can get this one used up. And then I have the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil in Nude Kiss. This is so easy to wear because it's very smooth, it's comfortable. I love the pinky nude shade, and it's really easy to reapply. And what I did notice is that this is like colored packaging. It's not like it's a completely clear tube with product caked to it, so that is going to make it very challenging to see where I'm at, but I will eventually take the stopper out of this. But I'm good though. I'm going to be using this for a while. I'm a little nervous about finishing it completely by the end of my fall project, but I do think it's possible because you don't get a ton of product and I have to reapply it often. So 3 more makeup use-up items that I am working on that will hopefully have some good progress by my next update. So now moving on to my other makeup empties from July and August. As I said, I wanted to finish up an additional 50 makeup products, and I actually finished up 26 items within the months of July and August, which is insane. So I know that I've definitely surpassed my goal of 50 makeup products. Again, I'll have the specific numbers listed down below. And right here we have a compilation of just random makeup empties, as well as things from my summer project pan and my fun in the sun project pan. I'll have that collab playlist linked up in the cards as well. So we will just jump right in. So I have 3 primers that I used up. The first is this Murad Oil Control Mattifier. I really love this. This is one of the best mattifying primers because it actually does help keep me matte, but it doesn't mess with my other primers or moisturizers. It actually works well with other products, and it's easy to blend into the skin. So this is something that I don't think I need to buy the full size because the full size is like ginormous, because some people use this as a moisturizer, but I've just been using it as a primer. But I would definitely love to get more minis of this because this is, again, probably the best mattifying primer I've ever tried. So definitely a favorite. Then I finished 2 deluxe size samples of the Hourglass Veiled Mineral Primer. People say that this is amazing for oily skin. Girl, not for me. This doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't help mattify me. It doesn't blur my pores. All it does is make my skin feel really smooth and help my foundation glide on easier, but that's it. So I would never repurchase this. I'll use it minis if I get them, but like, no, it does nothing for me, and I'm happy that I used up all the ones that I had. Then I do have 1 concealer. It is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade Extra Light. This is just their Stay in Place Flawless Concealer. There are a couple other double wear concealers that I think are more for the under eye. This is amazing. I love the shade Extra Light because it is very fair and yellow toned. It is the perfect skin tone match for me. This is my favorite concealer for blemishes. It does work really well under the eyes. I think it has great full coverage and a satin finish. This reminds me of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, but it has a doe foot applicator, so it's much easier to use. I do already have a backup of this. I will continue to repurchase this forever and ever. It is pricey, but it works so perfectly for my blemishes. Next, I have 4 powders, and I should mention that I have used up a lot of deluxe size products, but when I do my makeup inventories, I count my minis the same as my full size products, and I have a lot of minis, so I want to use them up. So the first one I have here is the CoverFx Perfect Loose Setting Powder in the translucent light shade. I did use this to set my under eyes. This is fine. I always use it up if I get these, but it's never something I would purchase in the future. I do like the Dermablend and the Laura Mercier translucent loose powders better than this one, so I would not repurchase it. Then I did use up the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade number 1. This is just a little sample size. People go crazy for this powder. It was fine. I used it to set my under eyes. I would not, by any stretch of the imagination, be tempted to buy it. It was just okay. Then I did use up the Beauty Bakerie Flower Better Not Bitter Translucent Loose Powder. Again, did not do anything for me. I prefer the Dermablend and the Laura Mercier, so I would not repurchase it. It set my makeup, but like, no thank you. And then in this jar, I had the Pretty Vulgar Powder Room. I can't remember the name of it, but basically it is their mattifying translucent loose powder. That one, I think the powder is a good job setting my makeup, helping keep me a little bit matte, but it really clumps up on my sponge even when it is like a clean sponge, and then it clumps onto my skin and looks terrible. So because I cannot apply it with a sponge, it's not something I would repurchase. I do prefer the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Powder. I do have to mix that one with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder to get my perfect shade, but I'm okay with that because I love those two powders together. They come with a lot of product, and I would continue to use and repurchase that combo over the Pretty Vulgar, but it was really awesome to be able to try this out, and huge thanks to my friend Amanda for sending me this jar full because I was able to use it for a really long time to really develop a good opinion on it. Then I have 3 setting sprays, all minis. These first 2 are the Coola makeup setting sprays that have SPF 30. It's great that they have SPF. This has such a strong smell. It's really overpowering. It's very gross to me. I would not repurchase these. Ulta does make an SPF 50 setting spray, so I have that. I haven't tried it yet, but I will probably go for that one over this one for an SPF setting spray. It's okay, but I cannot get past the scent. And then I did use up many of the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is a really good setting spray. One of the best ones that I've tried. You guys know I'm not obsessed with setting sprays, but whenever I get minis of this, I cannot give them up to anybody else. I have so many backups, I don't care. I cannot get rid of them because I still think they're very good. So I would recommend this if you're looking for a setting spray. Then we've got some brow products. These 2 are such tiny samples that these should count as 1, so then I would have used up 25 products, and it's just like a tiny little nubbin. You can tell it's all used up. Taupe is my best shade in the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils, but it's a little dark for me. I think that Benefit actually has a much better shade selection within their brow products. I know Anastasia is a queen of brows, so don't shoot me, but like, I like the Benefit brow products better for like formula wise, but also the color selection. So I actually do have a backup full size of this brow pencil because it was an Ulta Diamond gift, so I'll happily use it up. And I love micro pencils in general. I think this has a good formula. I do enjoy it, but the NYX Micro Brow and the Benefit Precisely My Brow work a little bit better for me. The shades are good. The Benefit is not cheaper, but I like the formula better. But the NYX is half the price of this, and I always get the NYX on sale, so I'm not going to repurchase this with my own money. Then I did use up the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Pencil in the shade Blonde, and this is shaped kind of like a diamond, so it was really awesome to fill in my brows. I like to use a micro brow to draw the shape, and then a thicker angled brow pencil to fill in the center. Works perfectly. This is a good mixture between creamy and waxy, but it definitely leans a little bit more on the creamy side. However, I don't think it like slips and slides throughout the day. It's just easy to apply to my brow hairs and to my skin. This is amazing. I like this much better than the Anastasia brow definer, and I like it just like a teensy bit less than the Benefit Goof Proof. I will definitely repurchase this in the future. It's an amazing brow pencil. I highly recommend. I don't know what this is supposed to be. This spoolie is very weird, but like the pencil itself, good color selection, and a really amazing formula. Highly recommend. So then for eye products, I did use up a mini size of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This was my first time trying this eye primer, and I didn't really like it. I feel like it was like a little too oily, but yet it kind of like clumped weird on my lids, or like whenever I never put concealer or foundation on my lids, but sometimes I'll have just like a little bit mixed in because of applying concealer right here. And just whenever concealer and this come in contact with each other, it just looks weird. I didn't really have creasing when I use this. My lids are not as oily as they used to be though, so I don't have as much trouble, but I think that the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion and the Milani Eyeshadow Primer are better than this one, so I won't repurchase it, but I was glad that I was finally able to try this out, and I was able to use it up, but I just wasn't wowed by it. Next, I have got a couple powder shadows that I was using to set my eye primer, and I had put them into this little ColourPop pan in this compact to make it easier to use, but I had just mixed together and repressed these two eyeshadows. So the first one is this matte cream from the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. It was just a basic matte cream. I wouldn't repurchase this palette for it by any means, but it was a nice formula that was great to set the primer in my crease. And then under my brow bone, I always like to use something a little bit more white based. And I did use up Extra Creamy from the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette, which is white based. I mean, it's pretty white, but it isn't as pigmented as the white from the Balm Meat Matte Nude, so it's not as harsh. And this formula is a little bit stiffer, so I do kind of have to work my brush into it, but I didn't have any trouble. It's just in comparison to some of the other eyeshadow formulas, it just feels more dense, but it's not terrible by any means. Again, I wouldn't repurchase either of these palettes for that matte cream, but I am trying to work through all the matte cream shadows in palettes in my collection. The next thing I used up was the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Rose Gold. I actually dug into the product and got every little last bit out of this. I love this so much. I have used up 2 minis now, which is awesome. I do have another mini that was part of the holiday kit. Laura Mercier is releasing another 4-piece mini caviar stick set this year. I'm not going to get it because there are a couple repeat colors, and I do like last year's kit better than this one. But this is an amazing cream shadow. I've got my sister onto this. She had got one in a Sephora play, fell in love, and now has the full size. This is such an amazing creamy formula. It's very easy to apply onto the lids. It's very pigmented. She has a lot of really beautiful shades. This is something that is like a holy grail product to me. And I use a cream base basically every single day on my lid to just help intensify my lid colors. This is amazing. Love the color, love the formula. It's a holy grail product and I highly recommend. Then I've got some liners. I used up a mini of the Kat Von D Tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. This is a brush tip liquid liner. I think that this does a great job of drawing on my line and my wing. Highly recommend this, but I won't repurchase it because the Physicians Formula Eye Booster works just as well and it is much cheaper, and I always buy that one on sale. And Physicians Formula did just release a waterproof version. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to. And then this thing is not completely used up, but I've had it open for a while and I just hate it and I'm so over it. This is the Balm Schwing liquid liner, and this is a brush tip liquid liner, and it reminds me of my favorite Maybelline Lime Stiletto, but that one was a felt tip, but it had this like inkwell which made it really pigmented, very black, and it lasted for a really long time. However, this one, oh no wait, this one is a felt tip too, my mistake. So it is just like the Maybelline, but this one is not waterproof. It's not water resistant. My eyes run really badly and then it would make a mess. I would have liner everywhere. So I think that the brush is awesome. The formula is really great. It's very pigmented. It is a nice matte black. This is a beautiful liner, but if you have watery eyes or you think you're gonna be crying, don't use this. Like, it does not hold up against runny, watery eyes. So I just cannot continue to use it because the last time I did, it completely ruined my makeup and I was so over it. Then I have some mascara products. This is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Amplified Primer. I had gotten this in an Ulta freebie bag. I mean, it didn't do anything for me. I use lash primers because I tend to get them as little freebies and I like using them, but I don't notice a huge difference from them. So it's not something I would repurchase, but I did use it up. Then I had the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. So I've had this one for a while unopened and I'm not sure if it was just too old or not, but I just wasn't impressed by this. It is, honestly, I don't even know if it was a wet formula or dry formula, again, because I'd had it for such a long time, but somewhere in the middle. It is a natural bristle brush. It didn't really do much for me for length or volume, so I would not repurchase it. My favorites are still the Maybelline Colossal Cat Eyes and the False Seeds Original Mascara. I would not repurchase this one. Then I just have the box for this one. This is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. I use this for 2 months. Normally I use my mascaras for 3 months, and then it went missing. Maybe a little conspiracy here, but I don't lose makeup. I just don't. So I think I've lost like one makeup product ever, and it's been something recently, which is just driving me absolutely insane. I looked all over for this. I couldn't find it. I thought maybe it fell in my trash can. I don't think so. I really think that it was taken or it fell in the trash and the trash went out before I realized it was missing. But no, I think that this was taken, which just drives me nuts because I just like want to finish it up, and I'm still counting it as an empty because I had used it for 2 months. And I do have another one, so I'll show that to you eventually, but it is a wet formula. It's a plastic bristle wand, which does give some nice length, a little separation. I feel like that formula is a little sticky. I didn't love it though. It's something that I will use up my other tube, but if I get more, I'll probably pass them on because it just didn't do much for me, so I would not repurchase it. And then I have 3 lip products. So first is the EOS Smooth Stick in Sweet Mint. You guys know this is my holy grail lip balm. I always have these sticks for my purse and then the spheres for around the house. And this is my favorite scent. I love the formula of this because it's not too thick or too thin. It's very easy to reapply throughout the day. I used to be like a holy grail Burt's Bees person in high school, but as soon as I discovered these, I fell in love. And the Burt's Bees ones, like as often as I apply my lip balm, it's just too thick and it feels too thick and heavy on my lips, so that's why I like the EOS so much. So I will continue to repurchase these. The next one I used up was a mini of the Fresh Sugar Dream lip balm, which was this light pink color, a really nice candy scent mixed with a little bit of that like lemony scent that they all have. This is such a comfortable formula. I really like it, and I've never owned a full size, so maybe the full size don't do it, but I know that all the minis break so easily. You cannot have this in your pocket. You cannot have this anywhere that's going to be warm. It just gets so melty so easily, which drives me nuts. But I will be super excited to get any of these in Sephora Plays, but it's never something I would repurchase or buy in the full size because it's way too expensive and it breaks so easily. But the formula is really nice and comfortable, and it's cool that they have different shades and scents. But like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to my like $3 EOS instead of like, I think these are like $20 full size, which is insane. I mean, I don't mind paying that price for the Laneige Lip Sleepy Mask because you get so much in there, and I like that formula more than that one. So that's the only like high-end lip balm I would ever consider purchasing. And then the last thing is a colored lip product. This is the Pixi Gel Tint and Silk Gloss in the Sweet Gloss shade. The tint is called Berry Tint. I'm not going to use this up. It's a fine product. I just don't like tints in general. I find that they're very drying and can be a little bit uneven, so I'm fine just tossing this. But I did use up the gloss. It's a really great formula. It reminds me of the Pixi Lip Lift Max glosses. I really enjoy that formula. They do have like a light medium opacity. They're very smooth, very soft on the lips. I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and if they sold a gloss on its own, it's something I would probably consider repurchasing. It's a really beautiful everyday shade, a great comfortable formula. So guys, that was my third update for my makeup use up for 2019. I would love to know what project pans you guys are doing, and if you're doing a year-long project pan, what items are you working on currently? Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.